Hello there and welcome to Operation Stop Messi, where we are going to be taking on Barcelona at the Nou Camp tonight. It's Barcelona versus Liverpool. Big game. Two European titans. Well, yeah, we are a European titan ourselves in our own respect. But Barcelona have the pedigree over us, it has to be said. And they do have, who in my personal opinion, and you can disagree with it, they do have the best player I have ever seen on a football pitch in my entire life. I'm nearly 32. He's the best player I've ever seen, hands down. And that is taking out bias. Love all of our Liverpool players, but Messi is just something different. Messi is just something different. And I say Operation Stop Messi almost a little bit tongue-in-cheek, a little bit, tiny bit. But I watched Barcelona at the weekend, that when they won the La Liga title. I think it was like a 1-0 victory or something like that. The first half of that game, Messi was on the bench. It looked quite average, to be honest. Can't remember who they were coming up against, but I don't think it was one of the other big teams in La Liga. And anyway, comes on after half time, there's a change. They look a little bit more electric. They look a little bit more creative. And it stems from Messi. And people always say it, if you can stop Messi being productive and doing what he does, you can essentially stop the rest of the attack. If you look at what Messi does, and a lot of people turn around and say, oh, he's not as good as Ronaldo because he doesn't run around all the time, he's not running up and down the pitch. I always come back with, Messi's reading the game. So he might look like he's just walking around a little bit, but he's analysing, he's looking at his teammates who have the ball the majority of the time, and he's looking at probably passing moves and stuff like that they've done, and sequences that they've done in training, things like that he'll have been doing for God knows how many years. 12 since he's been at Barcelona? 12, 14, whatever he was, maybe even younger. And he's going to be looking at things that they're doing, recognising, right, okay, I'm going to walk, I'm going to place myself in the right area. Then when it comes through the midfield, he starts to get a little bit of a jog on, and then that's when he starts to hit the accelerator, because he either knows he's going to get the ball and he's going to move into space to try and either score or set someone else up, or he's going to take that ball himself because he's an insane dribbler with exceptional, the ability to have the ball glued to his boot. And he's got stupid low gravity that basically makes him very difficult to tackle without conceding a foul. Now, I talked a lot about Messi there. That's like nearly 3 minutes on Messi. That's all we're going to do. Now, talking about Liverpool, I fully believe a lot of people are underestimating us and what we can do. And I firmly believe that we are one of the best teams to come up against Barcelona that could possibly stifle them, attack them, and get a result out of this game. And get a result out of both legs. Because let's remember, it's the semi-finals right now. If we can get through this game, we go to the final against either Ajax or Tottenham. Ajax are in front right now at the moment. But regardless of any of that, I'm not even thinking of the final. I'm thinking of this game. I'm not even thinking of the second leg, which is at Anfield. I'm just thinking of this game and what we could do. As far as I'm aware, I believe we are at full strength as we can get right now. I think Gomez has travelled. Ox has travelled. A nice positive was Brewster. Young Ryan Brewster has travelled as well. That's quite something for the guy. Travelling out to the Nou Camp, he's had a hell of a bit like Ox, he's had a lot of injury troubles this season, but he is a hell of a prospect as well. If you've ever seen him play at any of the other levels, he is magnificent. And I think once he gets a shot, he could be absolutely, truly brilliant for us. I think Firmino is back in. He's trained yesterday. I think they trained today, and he'll make a decision. I think Klopp said he's going to make a decision. He might have already made that decision by now, being at 3:30 in the afternoon. So Firmino back in training, brilliant, absolutely fantastic stuff. How are we going to line up? I think we're going to go with basically what you've seen recently. We're all excited about Oxlade-Chamberlain. I'm massively excited about Oxlade-Chamberlain being back. I don't think Oxlade-Chamberlain starts this game. I think we go with Alisson, Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Naby Keita, Jordan Henderson and Fabinho, or whichever way that is. Fabinho should definitely be able to start this game from the words that Klopp was saying yesterday. He wanted to rest him as much as possible to make sure that head injury that he went off against Cardiff, I think it was, he had enough time to recover. He said if the Huddersfield game was a day later than it was, he would have been able to play in that game, but he didn't. So he should be able to partake in this game. And then the front three of Firmino, Mane and Salah. That sounds brilliant to me, and that sounds like one of our strongest 11s that we could possibly field, in my opinion. You might look at Joe Gomez. Well, why don't we have Joe Gomez in there? He's been out for a long time. Yes, he's been coming back in on the pitch every now and again, getting a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there. It's not enough, in my opinion, for the job that is at hand for our defence against Barcelona. It's just not going to be enough. That's my personal opinion. I would much rather go with, obviously, Van Dijk and Joel Matip in there, because Matip has been playing brilliantly. He's been exceptionally consistent. I don't think we would see Lovren in there. I think we would be too error prone if we have Lovren in there. And this is a team that you cannot make mistakes against. This is absolutely real. This isn't like, if we make, I think, let's go back to Huddersfield just for a second, when they flash a ball across our box because Lovren kind of slipped or made a bit of a mistake, and it flashed across our box and their striker didn't get to it in time. But if it was, and I think I'd said in my review at the time, if a better team had got on the end of that, it probably would have been a goal for them. This is that better team, and this is one of the best teams. This might not be the best incarnation of a Barcelona team, but this is a phenomenal team. They've just won their league, albeit it's not the most competitive league of all time, but they're also in the semi-finals of the Champions League. It's no mean feat that they've got here, and they definitely, desperately want to win it as well. They've won La Liga, they've got a trophy this year already. They want to make sure that they go as far as they can, and they're going to be coming up against what I believe is a very hungry Liverpool team. And I think we could, there's a couple of ways this game could go down. You lose the game, like 1-0 or something like that. It's at the Nou Camp. They are going to be comfortable. They are going to be wanting possession a hell of a lot. It's going to be difficult to get possession of that ball off them, depending on how they set up. And yeah, we're really going to have to go out there a little bit hammer and tong, pressing, like very much pressing, which is why I want to include Naby Keita in the midfield, as well as Jordan Henderson, because they've both got engines, but they can press very, very well. Fabinho in there as well as our CDM or defensive midfielder, whatever, coming up against Sergio Busquets. I think that's going to be a good matchup, and I think it's actually one that we could come out on top of. I think there's more to... I don't know, Busquets is obviously exceptionally world class, and he has been for so many years, but I just think that Fabinho could have him in this game. And I think that moving forward with Mane, Salah, Firmino, I think that if we can get the service to those guys up front, I think it could be PK and Lenglet. They've got options at the back, I think they've got Umtiti as well. But I think Lenglet played recently. Anyway, I think he played well. You've got Jordi Alba, obviously we can't discount that. He's a very, very good left back and has ridiculous pace for a left back as well. And then on the right hand side, I think they'll have possibly Sergio Roberto, maybe Nelson Semedo. Obviously, people might look at this, they're trying to make a story out of, obviously, Liverpool coming up against Suarez and Coutinho. I don't care, to be honest. People might look at it, it's like, oh, look, it's Suarez and Coutinho. Oh, that's going to be nice to see, isn't it? No, it's not. It's going to be nice to see my Liverpool team play. That's how I feel. It's nice to see my Liverpool team play. I'm thankful for what Suarez and Coutinho both did for Liverpool, but once you leave my club, once you leave Liverpool, I don't care if you're successful or not. I'm not going to cheer if you win trophies or you win Champions Leagues or World Cups, whatever. I don't care. That's how it is. You are the opposition, and I want my team to go through you, and I believe that we can. I actually believe that we can win at the Nou Camp and win at Anfield. I fully believe that. Barcelona will probably look at their ground on their home turf and be like, right, we'll have the home advantage here, we'll take the victory. And you know what? They absolutely could. But I feel as long as we score in the tie, we'll be well in it. As long as we score even one goal, it's an away goal. I feel it's important for us to start as strong as we can, maybe not as quick as we can, because if you start too quick, you can leave yourself exposed, which then gives people like Messi, like, depending on who they start, like Dembele, Coutinho, the midfield of like Rakitic and people like that, and Suarez, you give them space and you give them time on the ball, they will punish you. Tends to be how it works. Barcelona don't really, in my opinion, they don't press in packs. We can press individually and we can press in packs. And I feel that if we have some good discipline here and we can keep control of the ball and use it productively and not waste the chances that we have in front of goal, which I believe that we will get, then I think that we've got a good chance of winning against Barcelona tonight, and I think we've got a good chance in the home leg as well. I think that we're going to come away from there. I said to someone today, I think it could be 2-2, which would still put us at the advantage because of the away goals rule. I still kind of believe it could be 2-2, maybe even more, but I've just got a feeling it's going to be a score draw. But make no mistake, either of these teams, if they want to, can turn it on. And they can turn it on, turn the screw as much as they want. And if the other team just isn't up for it or ready for it, they'll get punished. That's just how it is when it comes to two top-level, high-quality teams. Liverpool versus Barcelona, Barcelona versus Liverpool. I think it's going to be a really good game. I don't see it being like a stifling game that's going to end as a 0-0. Watch it end as a 0-0 now, though. Right? You know what I mean? I think it's going to be 2-2. I think we can take it back at Anfield, and I think we can finish the job there. But let me know what you think in the comments below. How do you think it's going to go down tonight at the Nou Camp? Barcelona versus Liverpool. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, but it's a good nervous, if you know what I mean. Like, we're coming up against, a magnificent European team. We're coming up against some ex-players, and we're also coming up against probably one of the best, if not the best player in the world for a long, long time. I think we can do it, though. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like this video and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.